Yes. Okay, we're today at the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, now in Sandton. It used to be in the old Johannesburg, at the bottom of Johannesburg, where you go there now you get mugged. So now we're in Sandton, and we're surrounded by coffee bars, and in front of us here, we are talking to Mr. Zach Casello.
Calisto.
Calisto. I practiced that all the way. It sounds like an Italian opera. Hey, Calisto.
It is one.
Is it really?
It is one.
It's an Italian. Hey, we're supposed to be serious on this. Zach, we're here today because you're going to release your annual results. And Zach, of course, is chairman of the Cartrack Holdings Limited, or CEO, or
CEO, not chairman.
CEO. Right, we're going to get this right, okay? This is the trucking industry. We go through a few tries before we get there. Okay, and you're releasing your annual results today. But I see from the information I've got here, your revenue is up by 20%, and you've reached the 1 billion mark. Your subscriber base is up 17% to over 500,000 subscribers, which is 502,849 to be exact. Operating profit up 19%. 344.8 million, profit after tax up 20. Everything is up. You must want to sing opera today.
No, thanks to our team, my management team, our R&D team, we've been able to perform to our customers and increase our subscriber base and the loyalty from our customers to us. So we got good support on the ground.
But Zach, in the current economic climate, you're producing results. Everyone else is looking a bit in the doldrums. You're producing results that are exceptional. There's got to be more to it than just that. What has been your modus operandi over the past year? I know you have opened 5 new markets in Asia. South African market's still going well. But what has been the main focus?
I think our industry does well whether it's good or bad times. There's always consistent demand for our services. In bad times, companies want to control their costs, they want to optimize their workforces, they want to increase their revenues, and our technology is the ideal technology for them to be able to manage their costs and increase revenues and staff performance. So there's always consistent demand for our services in good and bad times.
And of course, bad times are hijacking, vehicle theft. That is quite a big component of Cartrack in South Africa. I believe not as much overseas, where it's more fleet management, but hijackings have increased in South Africa. Have you seen a trend in this line?
Unfortunately so. There's an increase in truck hijackings, in motor vehicle hijackings, especially in trucks for goods. That seems to be very fashionable at the moment, where they're hijacking vehicles to get the goods. But our recovery rate, audited recovery rate, is actually up on last year. Last year it was 93%. This year it was 94%. So we're not letting our customers down, and that's very important to us. And even on the back of such harsh criminal environment, and now warranty that we'll recover vehicles and pay if we don't recover, so we're still paying out, and our losses are minimal.
And of course, Cartrack has put its money where its mouth is, because you pay, I think it's 150,000 Rand to a client if you don't recover the vehicle.
Yes, we are the pioneers. We are the first company to come out with a warranty, to put our mouth where our money is. And quite frankly, we pay 150,000. But it wouldn't make much of a difference if we increased that, and we would be able to absorb that. But I think we just stick into the 150,000 Rand for now.
Yeah, and how much does it cost so far?
I haven't got the exact figures on me, but it doesn't have a huge impact on our income statement.
Well, more admirable is that you put your money where your mouth is, and that was the first, and I know, first in the industry to do that. But there's also some other things. I mean, not the climate. You've operated, and it states here, we operate in rapidly growing and largely underpenetrated markets. Now, underpenetrated markets means to me that those are quite risky markets. So you're obviously not averse to taking risks. What are the underpenetrated markets? Is that Africa? Is that Asia? Is that Middle East?
I think the whole global market, there's a few reports that the total market for vehicle telematics for vehicles is 94 million. The market's penetrated about 15%. So there's a huge upside still to this industry. And I think it doesn't matter whether you're talking South Africa, Africa, Europe, Asia, North America, all the markets are underpenetrated. We're just in the beginning of the telematic upswing, if I could use that word, of our industry.
Yeah, we're talking a connected car. We're talking what's it, the Internet of Things and all that. That is coming very much into vogue. I was in Germany recently, and the trucks are talking to each other on the highways. They're following each other in convoys and all that. So technology is the future, and you've got an incredible, strong foundation by the looks of things to take full advantage of that future.
Well, we believe it's only just starting the IT space in terms of with vehicles. It's really the beginning. We've been in this telematics space. South Africa has for 20 years. I've been in this business for 22 years, and quite frankly, it's taken a long time to get to where we are now. Where now we've started seeing the recent years where there's actually a huge demand from consumers, from small businesses, corporates, whereas up to about 4 years it was a grudge purchase. So the industry is changing. There's actual demand for our services, and it's no longer a grudge purchase.
One thing I find very interesting, Zach, is that in old days it was independents like Cartrack, like C-Track, like Mixed Telematics that were providing the services. Then Mercedes came along with its fleet board as a proprietary system. Some have decided not to go that route. MAN Truck and Bus South Africa, for example, has linked up with Cartrack, and you providing the services there, linking into the computers on the truck. Do you see that as a growing trend? Do you think truck manufacturers to stick to what they're good at and you link up with you like MAN has done, or do you see a greater competitive or competition coming from the manufacturers themselves on the truck side?
Well, we see is a lot of the manufacturers bringing out their own products and their own services, but they're not really geared for that. And at the end of the day, a fleet owner might have 4 or 5 different brands of vehicles. He's got a Mercedes, he's got a Volvo, he's got a Toyota, he's got a MAN, and I can't see a business owner going onto 5 different platforms to get his service and having 5 different systems. But the business has gone beyond that. It's no longer even about the vehicles anymore. That's 2 years ago. We were doing diagnostics on vehicles. Today, it's actually integrating the vehicles with the workforce. So it's not. It's what happens in your office. It's what happens with dispatch. It's what happens with our customers. What happens with their salespeople on the ground. And it's integrating all the vehicles, irrespective of brand, with what their staff is doing and bringing that onto a platform. And that's what we do. So. It's a lot of the companies in America, the OEMs, are now subscribing to people like Cartrack to be able to integrate into our systems, because the systems we're moving far beyond just managing a vehicle or just recovering a vehicle.
Yeah, it's the I mentioned earlier on the Internet of Things. It's all about connectivity across the whole supply chain, across the whole logistics chain, which includes staff, customers, everything like that, isn't it?
Customers, parcels, deliveries, tasking of jobs to people on the road. So it's a much bigger business than when we initially started, and there's a misconception that what we do is recover stolen vehicles. Yes, that's where we came from. Today, that's becoming a smaller and smaller part of our business, but still very integral part of our business, and a business that we take a lot of pride in, because we do operate in areas that have got a large crime, and you've got to be able to deliver those services. So you've got to deliver that, but that there is not really the only service. It's a small part of your service, but you've got to address that service with high levels of high recovery rates and good service levels.
The whole industry is changing, and the Davos conference was actually all about the new economy, which is all around technology. You're in the right place.
Well, I'm not sure if I'm in the right or the wrong place. This is a difficult space, but we're doing our best in the space, and we do believe it's underpenetrated and it's a grey market. But I think there's easier places to go make a living.
That's it. Looking at your results, you made a good living last year. You must be very happy with those results, Zach.
Well, the results have come in a little bit under our budget. We're expecting a slightly better results, but I think it's consistent with our past results. We couldn't have foreseen such a dip in the rand, and also although we budgeted for quite a bit of bad debt, the bad debt and our provisions for bad debt were up 50% on last year. And that's probably going to stay with us for the next 2 or 3 years. So we're budgeting for that. So had we not had that, we'd even have better results.
Last question. American market. I see you're looking at the American market quite seriously now. Last year, you were saying that it is a possible market